Hello children, welcome to today's class. Hope you all are safe, fine and happy at home, and a lot of learning is going on these days. Children, in the last class we learned how to write analytical paragraphs. Let's try to quickly look at what we had learned in the last class. Analytical paragraph, and I told you that analytical came from the word analysis, right? And what do you do when you write an analytical paragraph? In your syllabus you can be asked to write any analytical paragraph based on maps, charts, reports or line graph. Okay, and last class we had tried to interpret one of the bar graph and tried to write a paragraph after analyzing it. And I had also told you that two components of analytical paragraph are, one is analysis and the second is comparison. So what you do whenever you get any map, chart, report or line graph in which facts are presented, and you need to analyze those facts and then compare them and then arrive at conclusions. We had also discussed the 4 types of sentences you are going to use while writing this kind of paragraph. It was topic sentence, supporting sentence and concluding sentence and transitional sentence, transitional words or sentences to maintain the connectivity of the paragraph. So today we will continue to practice some more paragraphs and try to understand what are the different types of questions you could get. Today we will try to look at maps also and reports in the form of table. So let's look at a sample paragraph first. Let us look at this sample paragraph. Now let's first look at the question. Study the graph given below showing the number of school children who lost their lives in road accidents in the first half of last year and write a paragraph in about 150 to 200 words. Now this is your question. Now let's look at the graph. See, I told you before also children that you are familiar with these kind of graphs because you have done this in your mathematics class 9th also, and you will be doing them in class 10th also. So you have an idea of studying the graph and analyzing it. So look at the graph here. On one side the number of school going children died in road accidents, and here you have x-axis, you have age groups in years, that is age group 3 to 5, 6 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 17, and on the y-axis you have the number of deaths occurred of school children because of these road accidents. So like you can say 400 and then it goes up and then it goes up, and look at the age group for 15 to 17 years, it goes up even to 1600. So you need to analyze the graph very carefully. Now if you look at the age group 3 to 5, okay, what are the number of deaths that occurred in the first half of last year of the children who fall in this age group? Okay, then you come to the next age group and see, okay, the number has increased because the graph goes up, okay, and then you see the next age group 10 to 14, what are the number of deaths, and then you come to the age group 15 to 17, and then you see the number of deaths, right? So you need to carefully analyze and understand first and then compare, okay, what were the number of deaths occurred in different age groups, and you can compare them. Like the age group 15 to 16 or 10 to 14, the number of deaths are more than that of the age group 3 to 5 or 6 to 9. So this is how you need to compare and try to analyze. And children, we discussed in the last class also while writing a paragraph that when you analyze the facts and compare them, okay, once you analyze and compare them and present the facts in the form of a paragraph, and then we need to also come up with more points on the analysis which we have done, comparison which we have done. Okay, now what happens if we feel that the number of deaths occurring is in between the age group of 10 to 14 or 15 to 17. Now what is the solution? What points must be taken into consideration to stop these accidents, right? So then you come to those points and continue writing the paragraph, and then at the end you come to a conclusion. The paragraph was the deaths occurring due to road accidents among the school children. So again, in the concluding sentence you come back to the topic sentence, right, and you conclude. As I told you, children, to make your paragraph more creative, you can use slogans and quotes in the beginning and also at the end. Now I think you got an idea of how to analyze a graph. So now we have seen this graph and tried to analyze and compare it. Now let's see how we are going to write this paragraph. Now the heading of the paragraph is School Children Victims of Road Accidents. Now you could make the heading creative in your own way, but it should be suitable to the facts given to you in the form of graph, reports or charts or maps. Now newspaper reports, radio and television news every day speak of the increase in road accidents and their dangerous impact not only on the people who drive vehicles but also on the pedestrians. It has also been observed that many school children have become victims of road accidents and have lost their lives. According to a recent study in the first half of the last year, many thousand lives were lost in road accidents. Of these, about 4,000 were school children between the ages of 3 and 17. A study of the accident graph shows that older children are more prone to accidents. While above 450 children died in the age group of 3 to 5, the number was 1600 in the age group of 15 to 17. This shocking number forces us to analyze the causes of these accidents and the steps by which these accidents can be checked. The main cause of these road accidents is that people do not follow the traffic rules, which are for their own safety. People do not wear helmets and seat belts. They drive vehicles at a very high speed and they overtake other vehicles unnecessarily. Many people talk over mobile phones while they are driving. The most dangerous thing is drunken driving. Traffic rules must be strictly implemented and people who violate the traffic rules must be punished. The traffic police must be more vigilant. Awareness must be created among the school children also, as it is equally important for the pedestrians to follow the rules of the road. If everyone follows the traffic rules and also creates awareness among others, we can stop the deaths occurring due to such accidents. Let's be safe and help others be safe. So children, I hope it is clear to you how you must interpret a particular visual input that is given for you in the form of maps, graph, reports or line graphs. Sometimes it could be pie charts, sometimes it could be in the form of a table, sometimes it could be maps okay, and sometimes it could also be graph. So when you look at it, the first thing as we did here is for you to analyze it very carefully, try to understand it, and then try to do the comparison, okay, and then start writing the paragraph after giving a suitable heading to that. So the sample paragraph which we did in the last class and this class also would help you in writing analytical paragraphs in a creative way and in an impressive way. Now I have 2-3 questions more for you children. So when the graph or map comes on the screen, please click a picture of it so that you can practice it at home and try to improve your writing skills and learn in a better way how to write these paragraphs. Now the second question for you is, study the graph given below about the road accidents in Malgudi last year. Interpret the graph and write a paragraph in about 150 to 200 words. Now why I have taken the similar topic, like just now we wrote one paragraph on number of deaths occurring among school children due to accidents. Now I have taken one more graph which is again based on road accidents. Since we have done one paragraph on road accidents now, so that will help you to write this paragraph, making it more creative. So initially you need to practice writing with the help of the guidance you are getting through these classes. So now what you are going to do, let's look at the graph which is given for you, which is there on your screen. Now look at this graph. This again talks of road accidents in Malgudi, okay. On the x-axis it is again age group, okay, and there you see number of casualties, okay, number of deaths occurring, and then in this particular graph you also see the mode of transport which is causing these accidents and deaths and casualties. Cyclists, people who ride cycles, motorcyclists, and there it is written all casualties, okay. So you all are aware that, okay, and also you can see pedestrians, right. So when you look at this graph, you have to very carefully look at the pedestrians, the people who ride cycles, and the people who ride motorcycles. And you know that these days youth do rash driving, right, and they do not follow because they are excited, they have a passion for driving and driving all latest vehicles with all latest technologies in them, and in excitement they sometimes or most of the time try to break the rules, and which cause these accidents. So you need to analyze, once you look at this graph, what is the cause, why so many accidents people who drive two-wheelers cause. Then you can, because you are also in this particular age group, so it will be easier for you to analyze the causes, and then also you can compare, and then you can also take the paragraph ahead, putting in your own points as to why these accidents occur with the people who are riding these different vehicles, and then why it happens with this particular age group. So after analyzing, then you will get more points. Initially children, when you are learning to write this paragraph, after analyzing this graph, you can jot down the points first. For writing a paragraph, it is important for you to have lot of information on various topics. So initially when you are learning, so you can note down the points in your notebook before you actually start writing the paragraph. So note down the points after analyzing the graph. initially you do start writing in this way. So jot down the points, whatever you feel. Okay, this age group students, this many number of casualties, and this age group, the pedestrians are facing, you know, these problems, and the people who ride cycles, people who ride motorcycles. So you jot down the points, and then also the causes and the remedies, and then the conclusion point. And then once you have jotted down the points and collected points from different sources, and then you can start writing the paragraph. So once you start practicing analyzing the facts given in the visual stimulus, and then you start jotting down the points, then slowly you will learn to write the paragraph even without jotting down the points. In your mind you will keep those points while analyzing, and you will be able to write. That is how slowly your writing skills develop. I hope you have clicked a picture of this graph and you will write this paragraph. Now let's go to another form of visual clues. Now children, look at the screen. This particular table I have taken from your social science, right? So if you have your textbook, social science textbook, you can look at the table. So here they are talking of it's the comparative data on Maharashtra, Kerala and Bihar, 3 different states. Okay, so you can see the 3 different states, and what are the points that have been compared? The first one is the infant mortality rate per 1000. Okay, and then the literacy rate. This is of 2011, and then net attendance ratio per 100% secondary stage, that is age group 14 and 15 years. Right. So they have taken 3 different criteria for comparison between 3 different states. The explanation is also given below of the various terms that have been used for comparison. So here it is: infant mortality rate, literacy rate, and then the attendance ratio. Okay. So when you look at this, you see that Kerala is the state which has got less number of infant mortality rate, and then the literacy rate is also more there, and then also the attendance ratio is more than when compared to Maharashtra and Bihar. So in this way, by looking at this table, you can make the comparison. In the same way, if you look at Maharashtra, you know, the infant mortality rate is little bit higher than Kerala, that is 25, or you can say double the number. And then the literacy rate is also you know, little bit higher than, you can say, Bihar. Then you look at the attendance, it is also you know, higher than Bihar. So the highest literacy rate is in Kerala, the less infant mortality rate is in Kerala, and also the attendance ratio is more. So next comes the state Maharashtra, and then Bihar has got, out of these 3 states, Bihar has the literacy rate is very low when compared to Kerala and Maharashtra, and then the attendance ratio is also very less, 35, and Bihar has got 43. That means the infant mortality rate is also more there. So now once you analyze like this, then you can write, you know, you can give a suitable heading. Though this particular table I have taken from your social science subject, so if you try to analyze this table and try to write a paragraph, so this is going to help you in your social science subject also, isn't it? So you can, if you get a question related to this table, you will be able to answer well, and at the same time you are also learning to analyze the passage, analyze the data, and write an analytical paragraph, analyzing it, comparing it, and making conclusions. So then you can maybe give the reasons. Once you compare this, initially you can analyze the facts and start writing after giving a suitable heading. Okay, you can the status of education, yeah, the literacy and infant mortality status, right, in different states. You can give the heading like this. Okay, and then once you begin, and then once you in a creative way, and then once you start comparing, and then maybe you can analyze and you can write the facts. Why the literacy rate is more in Kerala, and why the infant mortality rate is less? Because the literacy rate is more, people are literate, they are aware of things, so they are aware of the health issues also, therefore the infant mortality rate is also less. And since the literacy rate is more there and people are aware of the importance of education and they are seeing the results of being literate there, so the attendance ratio also, people are sending their children to school regularly. So this is how you analyze. And then maybe you can also add many other facts, like the state will develop and march in the process of development ahead only if it pays more attention towards its health sector, education sector, right, and ensuring the attendance of children in school. I hope you got an idea of how to analyze a table also. Children, here I have taken different examples for you so that you are learning to analyze different visual clues that might be asked for you in your examination. So we have seen histogram, then we saw line graph, now this table, and next we will also try to look at a map that again I have taken from your social science textbook. So this map talks about the different soil types of India, right? Black soil, alluvial soil, arid soil, laterite soil, okay, forest and mountainous soil. And now you can see in the map with different colors, and you also have the colors pointed out of the different soils that have been shown on the map. So now once you look at this map, you have to first analyze and study it very carefully. Now the forest and mountainous soil, which are the parts in the map or which are the states that have this type of soil? Okay, so you can look at the color and see where all you find this color. So therefore though that soil is present in those states. Now next look at the black soil or arid soil and come to each soil and look at the map and the states where they are found. You need to know to locate the different states on the map. That is very important for you, because the map kind of questions or the map visual stimulus which you are going to get for your analytical paragraph. So it could relate to the developments or the natural resources, or you can say about the literacy status, or it could be about the health status of different parts of India. So it could be marked in different way. It could be colored, or maybe if the map talks of the vegetation or the forest there, so there could be some trees also, right? So the map type of question of course will relate to different states. Okay, so you need to know, you know, the different directions and the states that are located in different directions, east, west, north and south. And then once, for example, here the soil type. So you look at this map in your social science textbook, and initially to practice the map type question, you know, for writing analytical paragraph, you try to study this map very carefully, and then you can give the heading soil types in India. And then you write, India is very rich in natural resources, right? And it is an agricultural nation, okay? and many crops as you study in social science. You can write are imported to different parts of the world. Okay, and then you can come the agriculture mainly depends upon the types of soil, and different types of soil are found in different parts of India. So then you can talk about the different types of soil. Laterite soil is found in these states, and then black soil is found in these states. Okay, then you can maybe conclude again after analyzing, okay, that is why this state produces more of cotton because of the presence of black soil. Okay, of course you will be studying in detail about the different types of soil in your social science, and also the different crops that grow in this soil. So why I have taken this map? Because you should also have an idea of what kind of analysis you have to do, comparison you have to do, how to write a paragraph when you get a map as a visual clue for you. Similarly, I told you, you can get so many other things related to the map as a visual clue. For example, I told you vegetation, it could be population, you know, the recent population survey. So based on that, they can give the population of different states, so you can compare which state is more populated, which state is the least populated, right? And what are the challenges when the population grows at a faster rate? So you need to write your ideas about that. So you have to analyze the map in this way. So dear children, I hope writing analytical paragraph has become clear to you. Since we have done in the last class also and this class also, we try to take up different questions related to analytical paragraph, and we also try to analyze and compare them, and also learned how to add our own points or our own ideas to the facts given. How we can support the facts with our own ideas. So in the same way, you need to practice more questions related to the visual stimulus or the facts given to you in the form of maps, tables, pie charts. As I told you, when you look at your geography textbook and your economics textbook, right? The table which I had taken for you today was from the economics textbook. The comparison of 3 states in the development in different sectors. So you have, when you look at the textbook, you have lot of tables, graphs, pie charts and maps. So whenever you read that particular chapter, you please try to analyze these visual stimulus or the charts or maps or line graphs or bar graphs, and try to analyze and then write down the points. Try to write a paragraph. Okay, so this will help you to write the paragraph in a creative and better way. And then also when you practice like this, when you relate your language to other subjects also, children, it is very important for you to relate the language to different subjects you are learning. That will make you more creative because you will get more points. I told you, whenever you want to write a paragraph, you need to collect a lot of information so that you can pen them down when you have to write. You won't run, shortage of words, okay, or sentences or ideas when you want to write. Because it is very important for you to have a good command over language. If your language is good, then it is going to help you in other subjects also. Because if you are an English medium student, you need to write the answers of science, social science, maths in English. You need to understand the problem questions of maths properly so that you are able to solve the questions correctly. Therefore, language is very important for you. So, once you learn to, learn language and then try to connect it with other subjects. So, it helps you to gather more information. So you can look at, for example, for the questions related to writing analytical paragraph, you can take the help of your social science textbook, your maths textbook, right? And of course, from other sources also, you can refer to the net, you can look at various magazines and reference books where you can find more such examples of visual stimulus, and you try to practice writing them. I hope you have understood how to write analytical paragraphs, the various points you need to remember while writing this kind of paragraph, and you will also devote time for writing. Unless and until you write and practice, you will not master your writing skills. Many times it happens that you feel that you have understood, but when you start writing, you feel you don't have any idea of the given topic or given subject, or you don't remember things, right? And for that reason, you need to keep collecting information, keep jotting them down in your notebook and practice writing. So in the next class, we'll try to practice more of your writing skills. Until then, take care, stay safe, stay at home.